Hi, I'm Sander.
I'm Ashish.
We're BizMOOC. So, what is BizMOOC all about? In sub-Saharan Africa, the unemployment rate among 15 to 25-year-olds is incredibly high, more than 25% on average and even around 40% in Kenya. At the same time, local companies are struggling to find employees. Why don't they employ the young people who've just finished studying we're just talking about? Well, due to less than perfect conditions in the educational system, there's a mismatch between students' skills and companies' demands. This makes it hard for students to find jobs, and makes companies compete for the people who do have that specific skill. This isn't necessary. At BizMOOC, we propose a different way to solve this problem. Instead of competing for the same people, we think new talent should be created by giving those who want a job the skills they need to do it. How will this work? Well, companies create meaningful and practical courses to teach students the skills they really need, and students take those courses, which increases their chances of getting a job or being headhunted. And even if they don't get a job, they've now mastered a skill they'll be able to use the rest of their life. How will BizMOOC help? Well, BizMOOC will help companies create courses, guaranteeing a high and consistent course quality. By offering these courses for free online, the widest possible audience can be reached, and, combining this with our smart analytics, we'll be sure to find the best fit for both the company and the job seeker. For companies, this is cheaper than recruiting through traditional channels. A medium-sized MOOC will cost around $10,000 to produce. Recruiting typically costs $12,000 to $15,000 per employee. As a student, you'll get the skills you need for your dream job with BizMOOC. Now you've got the big picture, let's see what it means for a student.
This is Ashish. As you can see, he has recently graduated and hasn't found a job yet. While he does enjoy being able to sleep until 4 in the afternoon, he really needs to find a job soon. To solve the situation, he'll now try to find a job through traditional channels.
Oh man, do I really have to?
Yep.
Come on, Game of Thrones is 5 minutes.
Don't want to hear it. We don't have all day.
Really?
Looking through the newspaper, he finds a few job offers that are interesting and decides to apply to 4 of them. Today, Ashish is excited. After waiting for more than a month, he has received his first answer. Excitedly, he starts reading. Dear sir, whilst we're mightily impressed by your resume, we're afraid you just aren't qualified for this job. We keep your resume in file to be sure to never, ever... His hope for a job had vanished, and well, he's still where he was before, a nobody. Hey! Let's look at what would have happened if I'd used BizMOOC.
What?
This is Ashish. As you can see, he has recently graduated and hasn't found a job yet. While he does enjoy being able to sleep until 4 in the afternoon, he really needs to find a job soon. Just a week before, one of his best mates told him about some platform he used to find a job, BizMOOC. Looking through job offers, he has soon found a few that look very appealing. When he tries to apply, the app informs him that he doesn't fulfill all requirements. Not wanting to miss any opportunities, he looks at the list of suggested courses and decides to take the first. Not. Let's leave him to study for a while. Ashish just finished the last course he subscribed to. He completed them with nice scores, but as most concepts were totally new to him, he wasn't the best in the... Huh? He has just received 2 interview invitations. Apparently, even though his scores weren't the best, he's been shortlisted for the job. Marvelous. But what happened to the other side?
Meet Sander, CEO of Chipo. Chipo is a software firm which deals with extrapolating synergistically connected social networks using big data in the cloud. Chipo regularly needs to find new employees, so job offers are sent to recruitment agencies and to university career centers. Today, he is reviewing a fresh stack of resumes. Reviewing resumes requires a lot of skills, gut feeling, and luck. Well, that's not the point. But there is no way for Sander to check the skills and productivity of employees without investing quite a lot of time in each candidate. This will go on for a while. The system is so strict because one bad hire can cost a lot of money. Even good hires need a lot of training to get the right skill to start working. Cheapo has a special team for recruiting employees, which includes HR, engineer, and managers. But Sander still has to do the first selection, as his secret method seems to find the best employees. Let's look at what would happen if he had used BizMOOC. BizMOOC provides an opportunity for Cheapo to connect with the students directly. Sander, with some assistance from the senior engineer, is creating the course to publish it on BizMOOC. This course will take less than... I will be right back. Hey Sander, don't zoom in on yourself. Students are interested in the content, not your face. A little bit more. Yeah, that's perfect. Coming back to the point, this course will take about a month to make and cost less than traditional recruitment channels. Cheapo will now get access to the performance score of those who took their course. Using BizMOOC Smart Analytics, candidates can be selected on scores but also on more interesting metrics such as skill set, productivity, or organization. Now, BizMOOC can take care of finding a list of potential candidates, and Sander can devote his time to more important things. With BizMOOC, hiring becomes easier, cheaper, and smarter. We need to use some special tricks under the hood. Every course has a number of skills attached to it. These range from straightforward skills such as basic math and spelling to more abstract ones such as organization skills or problem solving. The platform will then help the user by suggesting courses and jobs relevant to his skills or by helping to acquire another set of skills. So, in short, BizMOOC helps you get these skills for your dream job and employees for your project. We hope you like our idea. Thanks for listening.
So, we hope you liked our presentation. We're going to talk a bit more about what we did during the semester now, so unless you're correcting the assignments, we won't blame you for stopping now. Let's start with the idea.
Yeah.
Well, BizMOOC was one of the 5 ideas we had. My main idea was knowledge share, a platform that enables people to share solutions to local problems, but in the end it presented some problems.
You mean your idea was shorter?
Well, no, yes, but in the end, we decided BizMOOC would be the best idea to go on with. At this point, we did have the basic idea covered, but it still needed a lot of work.
Yeah, the main problem from my point of view was actually deciding how we had to interpret the idea.
In short, we didn't actually understand our own idea.
We consciously realized this when we received pretty diverse feedback. Some argued that we should, to quote Professor Huang, trick people into an education. But then, not much later, we were told that it was great that we were tricking companies into building MOOCs. Seemed a bit contradicting at that time. And of course, we did what you should always do with the feedbacks.
Listen and stubbornly go in our direction.
Well, no, we just adapted a bit. After writing a few scenarios and storyboards, I think we managed to crystallize the important part for us. In the end, we wanted to create a win-win situation. We provide tools to both sides that enable them to do what they want. No attempt at trickery. We just helping people achieve their objectives.
Yeah, I think that sounds about right. I think we should also mention the cost thing.
Thanks for reminding me. When we first had the idea, we thought this would only work for a very large companies. This is reflected in the personas as well. One of them worked for a big multinational, the other for a relatively big company. When we ran the number, however,
let's say it was quite a bit better than what we expected.
I think you can say that. In short, it can even work for employing a single person. But you should know that if you were paying attention during the video.
Well, this more or less covers the interesting parts of our idea's evolution. Let's go on to the UI.
Well, that's the part where we can show a few improvements.
That's an understatement. Went through quite some revisions.
True that, all due to those pesky user reviews. Seriously though, Running every version of the user interface past a few users really helped identifying problems in the user experience. I mean, with paper prototype, we already got feedback before we even started building the application.
I think our home screen is a good example here. It started as a bunch of lists, very functional, but a bit boring. Some very useful feedback from Lisa encouraged us to make it more appealing and distinctive.
We also had these unrolling list entries, very compact, which meant we could show a lot of elements in the single page.
But none actually said anything useful. So we created custom gadgets so users can easily track their performance and understand what they still need to do. In short, every time we thought we had a nice design, well, that lasted until we got someone to use it. I think our last version is actually usable, so that's an improvement right there.
Yeah, it is impossible to come up with perfect UI in the first iteration. With each iteration, it keeps getting better and better.
And it gives us a chance to expand our core idea.
But I think we can say that our user interface has been evolved a lot. Now, the user interface is intuitive, elegant, and more importantly, conveys our idea to users.
I think that's it. We'd like to thank the professor and TAs, because, well, this course did take a lot of work, but we learned a lot. Thanks for watching, and we hope you liked our idea.